What if I told you there's a secret battle raging inside your body right now? One that could be at the root of everything from chronic disease to even depression. Well, according to Dr. Jacqueline Wolfe, a top gut doctor at Harvard Medical School, the key to winning this fight, it's all about what's on your plate. So today, we're going to break down the 4 popular foods she says to avoid at all costs to beat inflammation. We usually think of inflammation as a good thing, right? It's your body's personal SWAT team rushing in to heal a cut or knock out an infection. But what happens when that emergency response system gets stuck in the on position? Well, it can go from being your greatest protector to your own worst enemy. And that's what we call chronic inflammation. It's this silent, long-term state where your body is just on high alert 24/7. That constant on switch can start to wear things down, damaging tissues, organs, and even your DNA. And the stakes here are incredibly high. We're talking links to some of the biggest health challenges we face today. So, while we can't just get rid of inflammation entirely, we can absolutely influence it. And our most powerful tool for doing that? Our diet. Dr. Wolfe has pinpointed 4 key culprits that she avoids. So let's dive into the first one. Okay, our first culprit is a big one, a real hot topic, fatty meats. So what's the actual problem here, according to the science? Well, according to Dr. Wolfe, it all comes down to your gut. See, meats that are high in saturated fat can mess with the delicate balance of your gut bacteria, and that change can trigger this big inflammatory alarm that just rings throughout your entire body. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, and it's why so many of us are confused, right? You'll see these headlines from studies claiming red meat is totally fine, but you've got to look a little closer. For example, one of those studies was funded by, wait for it, the Beef Checkoff Program, an organization that literally exists to sell more beef. Now, that doesn't automatically mean the science is bad, but it's a huge red flag, especially when you see that most other research points in the opposite direction. The lesson here? Always check the source. The good news is the swap is super simple. You can opt for leaner white meats like chicken and turkey. Or, even better, go for white fish like flounder and cod. They're not just low in that saturated fat, they are packed with amazing anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Culprit number 2. Oh, this one is hiding in plain sight, thanks to that modern trap of convenience. We're talking about processed foods. Yeah, we grab them because they're easy, but they come with a really serious hidden cost to our health. Just look at this slide. It shows the really tragic journey of a processed food. You start with something real, something whole and packed with nutrients. Then industrial processing comes in and just strips away all the good stuff, pumping it full of additives. What you're left with is basically a hollowed-out shell of the original food, loaded with empty calories that just fuel inflammation. So what's the antidote? It's simple. Go back to basics. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, spices, beans. These aren't just food. They're like medicine for your body. They are loaded with powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that actively help calm that fire in your gut. All right, let's move on to culprit number 3. These are the empty calories we often drink without even thinking about it: sugary sodas and juices. Just look at this number, 10. That's how many teaspoons of refined sugar are packed into one single can of soda. For a lot of us, that's nearly our entire recommended daily intake, and you can drink it in just a few minutes with absolutely zero nutritional benefit. And the consequences are pretty severe. A diet that's high in this kind of liquid sugar is directly linked to a state of much greater inflammation, and it can contribute to chronic diseases like obesity, diabetes, and even inflammatory bowel disease. So what's the swap? Well, you have some fantastic options. Green tea is an absolute anti-inflammatory powerhouse. But research also shows that coffee can help decrease inflammation. And other great choices like oolong and Earl Grey are excellent too. Our final culprit might be the trickiest of all, mostly because it's surrounded by so much health marketing and just plain misinformation. Let's talk about cooking oils. Here is a perfect example of perception versus reality. Coconut oil and palm oil have been marketed brilliantly as these super healthy alternatives, but Dr. Wolfe warns that in reality, they are absolutely packed with the kind of saturated fats that can spike both your inflammation and your cholesterol. So how can you tell the good from the bad when you're at the store? Dr. Wolfe offers this amazing simple rule of thumb you can use anywhere. If an oil is solid or kind of semi-solid at room temperature, that is a dead giveaway that it's high in inflammatory saturated fat. And the swap here? It couldn't be easier. Dr. Wolf recommends 2 anti-inflammatory champions. Olive oil is going to be your best friend for cooking, and flax oil is a really powerful choice for things like salad dressings. All right, so we've identified the 4 main bad guys. Now let's turn all this knowledge into real power. Here is your simple, actionable plan. Here it is, all in one place. And remember, this is not about restriction. It is all about smart substitution. Swap out fatty meats for lean protein. Trade those processed snacks for real whole foods. Ditch the sugary drinks for tea or coffee. And replace those solid fats with olive or flax oil. 4 simple swaps, that's it. And this is probably the most important takeaway of all. You can't just eliminate inflammation, and you wouldn't want to. It's a vital function for your body. But what you can do is manage it. You have the power to keep it in a healthy, happy balance. And the choices you make at every single meal are your most powerful tool to do just that. So as we finish up, I'll leave you with this question. After hearing the evidence from a Harvard expert like Dr. Wolf, take a quick look at your own daily habits. Which of your choices might be silently fueling that inflammatory fire inside of you? Because the very first step to putting it out is just knowing where it's coming from.